Coming to you live from our Auckland Park studios, this is Prime News on SABC 3. Here are the top stories.
We can leave the DA, but I'm not sure if MKP and EFF are better options.
He must not just speak, he doesn't have numbers.
The economic freedom fighters have issued a stern warning to the ANC amidst budget and VAT debacle. The BMA says over 6,000 people were intercepted and arrested for attempting to enter or leave South Africa illegally during Easter. The search for 3 police officers who went missing while travelling from Bloemfontein to Limpopo continues. Welcome to Prime News on 3. I'm Becky Mutumomolete, and we are live with the latest developments on what is shaping our world. It is indeed a pleasure to be with you this evening. Let's take a look at our top stories. The economic freedom fighters have issued a warning to the ANC to stop pushing them away. Julius Malema's warning comes after the EFF's and DA's victory at the Western Cape High Court over the VAT issue.
Ideology has no color. Ideology is the mindset. We can leave the DA, but I'm not sure if MKP and EFF are better options. They are so aggressive and hostile against the ANC.
Those words from the ANC's national chairperson and acting president of South Africa, Gwede Mantashe, have irked the economic freedom fighters. Julius Malema has warned that the ANC must stop pushing the EFF away because when the going gets tough, the ANC runs to the EFF for help. The budget impasse has seen the EFF and the ANC negotiating on ways to pass the budget and also the reconfiguration of the government of national unity.
He must not just speak, he doesn't have numbers. There's going to be a motion of no confidence in Parliament against the President, and I can tell you they are going to come to us running the same way they came to us running on the budget process.
The EFF has also warned that South Africa could have a white president soon if the ANC continues with its arrogance.
Any motion of no confidence put against the ANC president will support it, because he has put us into this mess. He's the man responsible for every mess we are experiencing today.
The EFF has now proclaimed itself as the official opposition due to the absence of the MK party in tackling the budget and VAT debacle. Samkele Masego, SABC News, Johannesburg.
Meanwhile, Part B of the DA's VAT court challenge is yet to be concluded as parties wait for a date for the finalization of this matter from the Western Cape High Court. Part B of the DA's papers deals with the constitutionality of a section of the VAT Act, which the party says gives the finance minister too much power.
Minister Ina Godongwana's February 19 budget speech didn't even get off the ground, as GNU partners butted heads on proposed VAT increases, which at that time stood at 2%. Then on the 12th of March, it was round 2, where Godongwana announced a 0.5 percentage point increase. This was still not good enough for parties inside and outside the GNU. On the 2nd of April, this budget was passed in the National Assembly with the help of Action SA and Build One South Africa, paving the way for the May 1st VAT increase. Not backing down, the DA and EFF political opponents, this time sharing a common purpose, took the matter to court, challenging the increase and won.
The passing of the fiscal framework through Parliament was unlawful, and the court has found that, and that has also been made an order of court.
Just days before the court ruled, Godongwana agreed to reverse the decision to increase VAT. When doing so, the finance minister did warn of the consequential implications of this. This will be outlined in a new budget speech. Parliament is waiting to hear from Godongwana when this will take place. The institution, who is one of the respondents in the court action, expressed that it stands by how it handled the process.
This moment of consensus demonstrates the strength of South Africa's constitutional democracy and the ability of its institutions to resolve complex matters through dialogue, cooperation, and respect for due process.
Now, the DA is waiting for an outcome to the second part of its court challenge, in which it says Section 74 of the VAT Act affords the Finance Minister too many powers. Because this part of the application was not urgent, a date for it to be dealt with must still be set. Abra Barbia, SABC News, Parliament.
The Border Management Authority says the use of new technology this Easter period has paid off. The BMA says over 6,000 people were intercepted and arrested for attempting to enter or leave South Africa illegally during Easter.
Use of high-tech surveillance drones and body-worn cameras has yielded positive results. Over 1 million people crossed South African borders during this year's Easter long weekend, and the Border Management Authority says it intercepted and arrested over 6,000 people, an increase of 61% when compared to 3,000 during the same period last year.
Just in the period of 10 days, we have been able to intercept and apprehend a total of 6,253 persons who were attempting to enter and or exit South Africa illegally.
The BMA says Zimbabwean, Mozambican and Basotho nationals remain the top 3 nationalities attempting to enter South Africa illegally.
Even in this 2025 Easter period, a consistent pattern of top 3 nationalities which continue to undermine our immigration laws remains the Zimbabweans at 2,019, followed by Basothos at 1,921, and then followed by Mozambicans and at 1,143.
With human trafficking being on the rise, BMA believes that through the instant tracking, tracing and interception of illegal movements, they are making inroads in helping curb human trafficking. The BMA has declared its Easter operations a success, marking a significant step in the country's ongoing efforts to secure its borders and combat illegal immigration and human trafficking. Lerato Magula, SABC News in Pretoria.
Some Bloemfontein residents have expressed sadness for the 3 police officers who went missing on Wednesday. The residents say they hope for the officers' safe return, and they are said to have been traveling from Bloemfontein to their deployment area in Limpopo. Their whereabouts remain unknown.
5 days since the 3 constables have gone missing, safety issues have been raised by residents of Bloemfontein. They say if police officers can go missing without a trace, then ordinary South Africans are exposed. They've, however, called on those responsible for this disappearance to spare the lives of the 3 constables.
I am very sad. I feel unsafe because if this can happen to police, it can also happen to us. Our government and police have resources. They must take action and find the missing officers.
We have to put ourselves in the shoes of the parents. Those are our children too. As things are, South African police are not safe and we are also not safe. The National Police Commissioner has allayed residents' fears, saying there's been incidents of people disappearing who have been found. He has called on those with information to contact the police.
We believe that with the assistance of communities, we can solve this case. We are following all the leads, including the vehicle that is around in the social media that have parked next to them at the filling station. We have processed that information, and we are not looking narrowly around that, but our investigation is quite broad.
Meanwhile, police have issued a reward of 350,000 rand to anyone who has information that will lead to the breakthrough in the disappearance of the 3 police constables. Kamogelo Siekwi, SABC News, Bloemfontein.
Welcome back to Prime News. About 230 learners at Riverlea High School in Johannesburg will have to learn in the school hall for the time being when schools reopen on Monday next week. This after 11 classrooms were torched when a fire broke out at the school on Sunday evening.
Of the 11 classes that burned, 4 were actively being used by 230 grade 8 learners, whilst the remaining classes were not occupied. Furthermore, the entire boys' toilet block was also destroyed by the blaze. Officials from the Gauteng Education Department visited the school on Monday morning to assess the extent of the damage.
Interimly, we will accommodate them in a school hall, but we will then be fast-tracking the process of making sure that we have 4 mobile units, which will be then assisting us as an interim measure, while we will then be making sure that we then refurbish or rehabilitate the structure.
Some of the residents claim to have seen people at the school moments before it went up in flames. They suspect that criminals elements could be behind the fire.
They're supposed to have proper securities at the school, armed guards, you understand, to protect the schools, because this thing has been going on long. We had a church here, Glory to Glory Ministry. Our church has been broken, was been broken 14 times.
Mabona says as the department, they cannot afford to have a security person stationed at each and every school due to budget constraints.
Budget will not allow us to do that. That is why we normally target the schools that are in the high-risk areas where there's prevalent criminal activities and there's probably violence that might be perpetuated by some gangs or the learners or the community.
Investigations are underway. For SABC News, I'm Xolisa Makiki in Riverlea.
The historic Tokai Manor House in Cape Town, which is owned by SANParks, has been evacuated as a safety precaution. This as firefighting efforts to contain the blaze in the Table Mountain National Park continue between Tokai and Noordhoek in the southern peninsula.
Choppers have been in the air for most of the day trying to get a grip on the blaze. SANParks says about 3,000 hectares of vegetation have burnt overnight. In the Silver Mine Nature Reserve parking lot, the carcasses of burnt-out vehicles tell the tale of a hurried evacuation.
I think this was when there was a call to evacuate the park. People just left in a hurry, and then some people obviously left without their cars. But when it's safe to do so, the authorities will make contact with those the vehicle owners and then escort them in when it's safe to do so.
The 18th century Tokai Manor House has, however, been evacuated as a precaution. The Provincial Heritage Building is one of SANParks' administrative offices.
The fire that is burning above Cork Bay, Clovelly, which is next to Boys Drive, that seems to have been largely contained at the moment. It's the fire at Tokai that's quite active at the moment, but we don't know of any current evacuations that are taking place. Of course, we work with Provincial Disaster Management and the City of Cape Town to determine when houses need to be evacuated.
In Zwanswijk, residents who have had to leave their homes as a precaution say seeing the fire come so close was a terrifying experience.
It's traumatic. We stayed as long as we could, just damping down everything and watering down the garden as much as we could and the structure of the house. And then eventually the fire people told us that we had to evacuate. The smoke was so bad, actually we couldn't breathe, and so it was best to evacuate.
The Animal Welfare Society says it currently has a few animals in its care for safekeeping, and its teams are searching the area for any injured animals. Vanessa Puna, SABC News, Cape Town.
As celebrations of Freedom Month are continuing across the country, the Democratic Alliance in the Eastern Cape has embarked on a march against crime in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro. They march in the gang-ridden northern areas, calling for more interventions to ensure a decrease in the crime rate at this metro.
Is enough. A call by the Democratic Alliance to save this metro from crime. They demanded the protection of their constitutional right to safety and security, saying that these communities are not experiencing freedom to its fullest. The memorandum included suggestions of the use of technology, such as drones and additional cameras in crime-ridden areas.
We are very concerned about, for example, the halving of the safety and security budget. that Metro Police here in Nelson Mandela Bay is only just around 120 officers. We don't have functional CCTV cameras. We are not investing in crime-fighting technology.
Residents believe that if unemployment can be dealt with, crime can be decreased in the area.
What are you going to do? You're sitting alone. Only vision we have now is become a gangster.
Due to the darkness that is currently happening in our city, and we are not getting our lights fixed sufficiently. I as a woman, I can't move in dark alleys all the time.
The Democratic Alliance is making a call not only to the police, but the municipality to take action. They have highlighted that neighborhood watches need a budget as they play a crucial role in the safety of communities.
Crime fighting is not just one entity that can do it. It's not just the police, it's not just the Metro Police. We're also asking the municipality as a DA. We said we need to work with neighborhood watches. We need to craft a policy, a neighborhood watch support policy. We need to fund neighborhood watches.
The DA says they will not back down from marching against crime in the area until national government intervenes. Nandi Paplaki, SABC News, Gqeberha.
Thank you for staying with us. There is a growing concern among some municipal workers in the Northwest regarding the ongoing salary crisis affecting several municipalities across the province. Some municipalities have recently failed to pay workers on time.
The failure of some municipalities to pay workers' salaries has left many of them worried about their future. Some of these workers are from Mamusa local municipality in Shwazareneke. They were recently not paid their salaries for over 2 months.
They paid their service providers without considering the fact that at least for a period of 2 months, why can't they keep something aside for us as employees?
Non-payment of salaries has severely affected us. We ended up borrowing money from loan sharks because we were supposed to take care of our families.
However, some in the Northwest has accused some municipalities of prioritizing service providers at the expense of workers.
It's a crisis. Normally what we have observed is that employer will then pay service providers before they can actually pay workers.
North SABC for Cooperative Governance, Khawag Molapisi, has urged municipalities to devise other ways to ensure financial viability to deal with salary challenges.
We are encouraging municipalities to, more especially those who largely depend on the grants, to look and devise into other ways and means of ensuring that they don't only depend on the grant.
Samu is also calling on the Northwest government to intervene on the ongoing salary crisis affecting workers in several municipalities across the province. Tabiso Moss, SABC News, Shwazareneke.
We have savored some fairly warm days recently. Let's see what the rest of the week has in store for us. Up next, the weather forecast.
Thank you very much and a very warm welcome to the weather desk. Let's take a look at those conditions over the country. We do expect a cold front that will make landfall over Cape Town tomorrow morning. It will drop temperatures over the mother city. But moving towards the central parts for today, it is quite clear and just a 30% chance of showers and thunder showers as we move into Mpumalanga and also Limpopo for tonight. For tomorrow, we start to see some cloudy conditions all over the country with a 30% chance of showers and rain still expected over the southern parts of the Western Cape, and also rainy conditions over Limpopo, Mpumalanga, and also KwaZulu-Natal, where KwaZulu-Natal it is becoming scattered over Richards Bay and surrounding areas for tomorrow. Now looking at our temperatures, it is going to be a cool night over Pretoria with a minimum of 12, 19 over Musina, and also expecting a low of 19. The mother city dropping down to 13. It is 21, your maximum over Cape Town for tomorrow. But remember that cold front will be coming in, meaning that there will be a breeze, a chill factor over Cape Town. So please, let's make sure that we dress warmly and it will be chilly over that interior. Moving towards the central parts of the country, it is quite warm over Cape Town. We're over Kimberley rather with a high of 26. Cool conditions as we move towards Bethlehem with a maximum of 22. Musina at a high of 26. Now moving on to Wednesday, we do have an upper trough that will be coming in. That upper trough plus the cold fronts that are coming in, we do expect rainy conditions over that western half of the country, up to 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms showers on Wednesday. Gauteng, it is just a cloudy day for Wednesday, moving into Limpopo. Some drizzle over that escarpment of Mpumalanga and also isolated showers and thunderstorms showers as we move towards the interior of KwaZulu-Natal for Wednesday. In terms of temperatures, it is going to be a relatively cool day, especially as we move towards Cape Town with those cold front that will be coming in on Wednesday. That's what the weather I have for you. Stay tuned.
And that's how we wrap up tonight. Thank you for joining us. The news cycle will continue tomorrow. Until then, from myself and the team, stay ahead.